Audrie Pott.
Audrie Pott.
15-year-old Audrie Pott.
Audrie Pott.
Audrie Pott, after 15-year-old Audrie Pott.
Online, 15-year-old Audrie Pott lives on, smiling, laughing, a caring friend, a loving daughter. But her family says 8 days before committing suicide last September, Audrie was sexually attacked by 3 boys from her high school in Saratoga, California.
That at least one photograph was taken that was distributed to, in Audrey's words, the whole school, showing her in a violated, exposed way.
In her last week of life, Audrie posted her anguish on Facebook. I was asleep and people did expletive to me. The whole school knows my life is like ruined now. Her grieving parents also took to the web. Ultimately, she had not yet acquired the antibiotics to deal with the challenges present for teens in today's society. On Friday, police arrested the 3 boys, now facing charges for sexual battery. Lawyers for the boys told NBC News some of the statements made concerning this case have been greatly exaggerated. And while the Saratoga student newspaper reports that only a handful of students had seen the photo, experts say that is too many.
I think the young people are desensitized to sexual images of each other. So to them, it's just entertainment. And they don't realize that what they've done is take a picture of a crime scene.
The 3 boys Audrie called friends are being held on charges of felony sexual assault and distributing child pornography. Santa Clara County Sheriff Lori Smith.
Everyone has a camera. Everyone has a camera in their pocket because it's their phone. They have a video camera and they're using those, and the ability to distribute it is so much easier than it's been in the past. I think we're not even touching the surface on how much is out there.
The photo not only made the event more terrible for Audrie, it will also be used as evidence against the 3 boys now in custody. For CBS.
It's not unusual for young teenagers to try alcohol and to not be familiar with the limits of their own, tolerance. But to find out that 3 of her friends, her so-called friends, then took advantage of your daughter, sexually assaulting her, and you say actually photographing their crime. I mean, I don't know how you get your arms around that.
She clearly was then exposed to the embarrassment, the ridicule, the humiliation, social network, chatter about all this. And eventually she just felt so distraught, she took her life. How did that...
Gift. I'm John Shank.
And I'm Bonnie Cohen. Together we directed Audrie and Daisy. Audrie and Daisy is the story of 2 high school girls who were sexually assaulted early on in their high school careers and then were subsequently cyberbullied online with photographs or videos that made the crimes much harder to handle, made them public. The film really is looking at this kind of new public square of shame for girls in the wake of these sexual assaults that used to be much easier to cover up or keep private. They're now sort of playing out on this center stage of social media, and we often get the question, why these 2 girls? And the fact is, for us, Audrie and Daisy really are sort of a poetic telling and retelling of every girl's experience in these kinds of cases, and we really wanted to dive deep into personal stories and get access to families and real events that those families are going through, and the trauma, and also the subsequent healing, which happens in both families.
This is really raw stuff, and it was difficult to get the people to go there in a lot of cases, and the towns that are involved, they are not interested in, by and large, talking about these things. They're very awkward and they bring up a lot of emotion. So I hope that what will pay off for people is that they can kind of lose themselves in a very intimate story that has very kind of delicate access, and you don't see and hear about that often in such a personal way.
We're Silicon Valley, so our detectives are very, very good at the forensic analysis of electronic devices. We were able to recover text messages. We were able to recover images. The photographs were horrible. They showed what these 3 people had done to this young girl.
They were drawing on both sides of her body and in her private parts, just cruel language. It breaks my heart what she was going through, that poor baby.
With the forensic evidence from the phones confirming the boys' involvement, sheriffs make their move.
We arrested the 3 suspects at school. And I think that really sent a message that everyone knows this is a crime. Everyone knows the tragedy in this. I think it was important for the school to see that there could be nothing worse than this. We charged the 3 perpetrators with sexual battery, penetration with a foreign object, and possession and distribution of child pornography.
Not only are they doing this, they're bragging about it. They think this is something positive. I have never understood what is going on now in schools, and these schools have to get very aggressive. Yeah. They have to get aggressive against the bullying and aggressive against, apparently now, sexual attacks.
Imagine you're that little girl's family. I mean, how you gonna live?
I don't know.
Not the same way.
Mm-mm.